What's happening? This is Phil Demmel from Violence, and you're watching Good Company.
Good Company!
Hey guys, my name's Scott Bowen, and you're watching Good Company. Today we have the man, Mr. Phil Demmel. Phil Demmel has been in Violence, Torque, Machine Head. This man has his own bar. He played with Slayer. He's the man. So thank you for being here, brother.
Right on, man. I'm a man. I don't know about the man.
You're the man.
I am a man. Yeah.
So talk about this bar. You and your wife, Marta. How'd you guys get a bar? Whose idea was that? Is it a sports bar?
It is a sports bar, actually. So me and my wife met on tour. She was in a band called Bleeding Through.
Oh, cool.
And they were supporting Machine Head through, we did a whole Europe run, and we played through Japan and Australia.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you guys became friends and...
We became really friendly, for sure. And she was living in Orange County, because that's where they're based out of. And she moved up to the Bay Area, where I live, east of Oakland, a town called Dublin, California. And my little local bar there is called Evie's.
Okay.
The owner's name was Evelyn, and so it's Evie's Place, and it's been a bar in Dublin for 30 years.
Oh, wow.
And so it's the bar I would stumble home from, and I took her down there, and she moved up, and she needed a job, and we had a buddy, Jay Jones, who worked there, who was like, hey, let's teach her how to bartend and bar back and get her into the business. And so she slowly became, she's smoking hot, awesome personality, So of course she did well there, and she learned the business. The owner took to her, she started managing, cool. She ended up wanting to retire. And, like I said, the bar's been there for 30 years, kind of a fixture. There's only 2 bars in Dublin that are just alcohol only, so. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a unique situation with the license, so it's pretty valuable. It's a lot of people were wanting to get that, but she wanted to hand down her legacy she's all about the girl power, and so having another female owner was really appealing, and so we stepped up and purchased it.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, we've always wanted, you want to be in business for yourself, and so we're our own bosses owning this business.
Seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work for her.
It's really that's good.
She's managing it. She's I'm the handyman. I've been in construction all my life, so I'm hey, we're gonna paint this, and we're gonna put this over here, and we're gonna knock this down.
So the we is really you. It's like
yeah, she's really hands on. So, but we've made it. It's a sports bar, but we're adding this rock flavor to it. I've got a bunch of my drummer buddies to donate some sticks, and we've got these drumstick chandeliers that hang over. Lars from Metallica, Lombardo, my cousin Troy Lucetta from Tesla, Johnny Tempesta, Braun from Mastodon, Dave McClain, Mike Portnoy.
Wow.
And all these drum legends, they donated sticks, and each of them have their own lights hanging around.
Do you think
the bar.
Slowly this could kind of morph into a hard rock? Maybe.
See, people are talking. They're talking. What do you call it? It's franchise. Got to franchise this. So Yamaha donated some drums, and so we have these hanging drums over the pool tables. And Jackson donated some guitar necks, so the bathroom pools are the guitar necks. So it's pretty cool.
Do you have bands that play on the weekends? Maybe?
It's pretty small, and there's a couple pool tables that are in the way. Capacity's maybe 100 tops. Mm-hmm. And so I have a cover band called the Merkins.
Nice.
And it's all my high school buddies. It's my high school band, and it's kind of grown into a bunch of dudes from our town in the valley that we just blow out some Journey tunes, some AC/DC, some Aldo Nova, some Bon Jovi, but we'll do Audio Slave and Sabbath.
Do you have a singer, or do you sing?
I sing a couple of tunes.
Wow.
My wife sings a couple of songs, and she sings all the hard
Journey
songs.
Is like
she
hard.
Sings the hard. She sings the Journey songs.
Yeah.
And, we do some Foreigner tunes and just classic rock that people like to rock out to.
Nice.
So we're gonna the Merkins will probably be the first band that play,
good.
And we're changing the name. And I can't say yet, because it's kind of a secret. We're going to change the name from Evie's into something that's more more music industry savvy.
Mm-hmm. That's cool, man.
So it is cool to walk in and, God, I own this bar. It's kind of awesome.
Free drinks for you, you know?
But sometimes I'll go in, I'll just make myself something. But usually I'm paying for drinks, and if I'm I'm paying out of pocket for drinks there, setting the precedent that like, hey, so that way my buddies don't think, hey,
I can get a free drink.
yeah, free drinks.
Oh, yes, that's true. That adds up, man.
Yeah, it does.
So the format of the show is we kind of go back from the start, and I got this early stuff. You got violence, man.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, funny story, my daughter actually saw this, and she took a piece of paper and she drew a big yellow tooth, and she goes, look at this album.
That's awesome. Yeah. 1988. These are songs that I wrote basically right at, some of them in high school. I graduated in 85. So, this record was, damn.
It's a long time ago.
It was. Look at that. I got bangs.
That's a mullet, isn't it? It's kind of.
Yeah, you could call it a mullet. We were, whatever. Still a Raider fan back then, though.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, a lot of, it was a lot of, let me say there's not a lot of dynamics on this record. It's a thrash record.
Yeah.
And it was very Slayer influenced. Once I heard Slayer and how fast that they played, it's just like this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. So me and this gentleman right here, Sean Killian, wrote this record. In the most part, Rob wrote one song on here.
How long were you playing guitar before you started Violence? I mean,
maybe about 4 or 5 years.
Wow. Because playing Slayer seems like it'd be like...
It's hard.
Yeah, man.
It's super hard. Yeah, and learning Slayer songs in 2 days is super hard.
Oh, yeah, we had to get to that. Yeah.
I've been playing for a bit. It was into AC/DC, got into, Randy Rhoads is my dude, so playing the Ozzy stuff. But then it turned into Priest, and... Priest turns into Metallica turns into Slayer, and then here we are in the heat of the Bay Area, thrash scene that is growing. And there's a movie coming out, Murder in the Front Row, that it just explains it all. Oh. And to be a part of watching all these legends grow and seeing Metallica play these dinky clubs. And
are you a part of the documentary that's coming out?
Yeah,
that's cool.
am actually. They interviewed me for a little bit, and to have been a part of that scene was just a truly special time, to watch all these things happen, watch, Kerry King playing in Megadeth and Megadeth starting off. And,
oh, cool.
It was cool. Death Angel and Forbidden Evil starting out, and Testament. And I had played in a band in high school called On Parole, and Zet from Exodus, his brother was our bass player, and he said, I got a brother who wants to sing, so we brought Zet, was our singer and On Parole. So, he comes in, we're changing the name to Metal Warrior, because it's we're metal Warrior, and he quits us to go join Legacy, which become Testament. Because Chuck comes in when Zet leaves to go to Exodus, so this whole incestuous thing that's happening in the Bay Area.
Is this covered in that documentary? Because that's really
that part not as much. It's more about Metallica and Exodus and Slayer, and it's more of that really earlier stuff. And this is what's happening in Dublin, California, and second and third wave of that thrash thing. So,
did you do a lot of the writing on this?
I wrote all the music except for one song.
Oh yeah, you said that because Rob wrote it.
Yeah. So
was that your first time writing? I mean,
no, I was writing songs and On Parole.
Oh, okay. Like lyrics and everything.
Lyrics and everything,
wow.
and everything. It was sounding kind of like I love Maiden. Maiden was my band, and so they all sounded like "Hallowed Be Thy Name." It's about guys getting taken to the gallows pole, and everything was kind of about no one gets out alive, and your time has come, And everything was written in the key of A, I remember. And then when Metallica comes out, it's just like, oh, E, the key of E sounds so much heavier. So everything is starting to get written in E now. Pretty cool. This was a special time.
So it was your first time actually having an album? Like, this is our album's out. That must have been cool.
It was cooler to have a cassette. because I was
Definitely.
a cassette guy,
Me too,
so
man.
it was cool to have the cassette and writing your special thanks,
Yeah,
and,
like
I'm
tape
gonna
trading and
include
stuff. Yeah.
everybody in my family and and it was awesome because it was distributed through MCA, so it was a major label, and
Yes, that's awesome.
it was a good time. It was for a 21-year-old kid to open up Circus and Hit Parader and see your ads on there and see your tour dates come up on there. It was a huge deal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've only been playing for like 5 years, you said. So it's crazy to be on a major record company.
Yeah, well, that was in 1988.
Okay, I
so
see.
I'd been playing for about 7 or 8 years by that
Yeah.
time.
And you guys re-released this too, right? It's on. I saw this. You got live DVD that came with it and stuff, and it's on Spotify. So
Yeah. I made all that happen within the past few years.
Oh, really?
It's because this has just been kind of dead, and I got together with Missy from Megaforce Records here, and we did a re-release with put a bunch of flyers on the inside, and we had reunited in 2002. Chuck Billy, we had this benefit for Chuck, who is going through cancer, and a bunch of the bands got back together. Anthrax came up and played, Death Angel, Forbidden,
Wow.
Heat, and all these bands got back together. So we ended up doing a couple of shows, and we recorded one of the shows, and this is included on this re-release here.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you guys did a second album,
Yeah.
Pressing the Mess. Yeah, great album cover.
Yeah, this is
Do you come up with that?
actually our singer Sean had met with this Polish political cartoonist guy. I think his name was Mirko Ilich or something like that, and pretty powerful statement. We were all just kind of like, yeah, we got butts on our, we got dudes' butts on our album cover, but we ended up going to upstate New York to record this with Alex Perry-Alice, who had done a lot of the earlier Testament stuff, and a lot of stuff had happened up in upstate New York. It was college town. I think it's not. Who's the college up there?
Oh, that's good. I don't know.
It's an Ivy League school. I don't think it's Cornell, but anyways. But so with these 4 fucking 5 metalheads up in this college town, and
You're not standing out at all.
And no, and it's in the snow, so we're going to all the little local joints and getting drunk and just getting thrown out and stuff. And
They should play this on the college radio,
yeah, for sure. And so it was. We left the first label. We came on to Megaforce, which was a more metal label. The other guy he didn't really have a vision for the band.
Yeah.
They were more central. They had Overkill and Testament and a bunch of bands, and Anthrax at the time. And so we felt at home here. We wrote what we thought was a really solid album. We had a very popular manager, Debbie Abono, and we ended up firing her.
Why is that?
During the recording.
Yeah, you don't have to say, man.
Probably it's what ended the band was letting go of this sweetheart of a lady. She was in her 60s at the time, I think, and just beloved by the Bay Area. And people in the band felt that we needed to go in a different direction, and people I was always the dude in the middle in this band back in these times. We had 2 on one side, 2 on the other side, and me in the middle, just trying to keep the peace. And that she was a casualty, and we paid the price for it. She was friends with all the label people, with our booking agent, and the industry. She was the reason why a lot of the best things happened for us. So letting her go just severed our ties with the industry, and that was it.
Did you ever talk to her? Is she still around? Or?
She passed away, I want to say, maybe about 8 years or so ago.
Yeah,
She's in the
that.
movie as well. There's a good section on Debbie in the movie.
Oh, good.
She managed
I
this
can't wait to
band
see this movie, man.
called Possessed.
Nice.
She managed a ton of bands, probably Exodus back in the day, and so you bring up the name Debbie Bone in the Bay Area and most of the industry, and people will have nothing but good things to say about her. So there you go. That's
And you wrote a lot of this stuff too. It's like the first album, everything.
Me and Rob wrote most of this record together. It was when we first started collaborating and writing together.
Yeah, that was the album when you guys first started writing together.
Yep.
So you guys toured a lot. Did you tour with like Anthrax and all these people that you were kind of?
We didn't tour a lot.
Oh, you didn't?
No, we did a tour with Testament on the first record. which was awesome. Our Bay Area brothers taking us out on their first headlining tour, and they killed it. It was a great tour for us. Then we went out with Voivod, and we thought that, hey, we're awesome. People love us. We're going to kill it. And then we come back to the same clubs 5 months later with Voivod, and it's just like, hey, that was Testament's tour. That wasn't your draw. You guys were really lucky to be there. I mean, people liked us, but it was definitely a smaller scale. And then that was the end of the touring for that. We went back and did this record, and we did one headlining tour on a pressing, and we couldn't get another tour. We couldn't get the support. The label wasn't backing us. Our booking agent dropped us.
Wow, that's tough. No money coming in.
We had to get back and write. And so
you guys...
I see you've got the torture tactics here.
Yeah.
So this song was originally written for the first record, Eternal Nightmare, but the lyrics are about governments torturing people and witnesses to get information for them, and the lyrics are pretty brutal.
And you wrote these?
No, I didn't write them. Sean wrote them. Me and Rob wrote the music, and Sean. The lyrics are brilliant. I mean, they're pretty mild by today's, game standards. Any 12-year-old are playing games that are even worse than this. But, so the song gets pulled off of the first record.
Okay.
We're going to put it on the second record. We submit our lyrics to Atlantic Records, and we think everything's good. And so we're going to press, and the albums are done and going for the release. And they say, oh, wait, what's this song, Torture Tactics? And we wrote alternate lyrics for this song, and we could have recorded them. And so they pull it off. They destroy 20,000 records.
Oh, my gosh. Just
because the song is on there. And we go on a rampage, censored by our label. We're at war with our record label, basically. So we're just...
That's Megaforce you're at war with.
No, this was Atlantic Records. This was Atlantic who's distributing it. So we go through Megaforce's alternate distribution, Caroline Records, and we put out this EP, which includes, I think, a song called Gutter Slut and all our B material. We put out like a live... it's live in Livermore, but we say it's live in Japan, and we never went to Japan, and so it's just, everything's cool. Tongue-in-cheek, and it was just basically to get the song out.
Yeah, I love how you name it that, too, man. One song they pull. And then, so we got this one, too, but it's like can you talk about this? It's like 2 albums in one kind of deal.
This is Megaforce putting out the record after the fact. This is probably, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see the release date. So this is just both of those releases combined into one. So we just it's just visible or whatever. So that's just basically those two put together.
And then this is your last Violence record, right?
Yes.
Nothing to gain.
Nothing to gain. I kind of took a back seat on the writing on this record.
So you let Rob?
Rob and Shauna Perry were really vocal, and they had a direction. It's a weird record. The songs are kind of directionless. Sean was trying to sing, and he's not a singer. He's a barker. He's aggressive, and there's some good songs on here. And
this came out around '93, so everything's kind of changing, right? Is this the grunge era?
It was a weird time for metal.
Yeah.
This came out like 3 years after we recorded it. Megaforce shelved it, and we just ended up sitting around for too long.
You think if they didn't shelve it, it would have been bigger, right?
Maybe. I don't think that our core audience would have got it. We played. We never really played too many of these songs live. Atrocity was a song that we started off with, but it was a weird industrial time, and it was like Ministry was getting big, and Prong was doing their thing, so grunge was coming in, and there was Pantera at this point,
cool,
and Sepultura, but nobody else really doing the metal thing. So this was post breakup. The band had broken up at this point, and it got released, so it was just kind of an afterthought just to get it out.
So you guys will never play this from front to end anytime soon?
No, nobody wants that. No.
I'll be there.
No, man.
So after Violence, you started, did you take a long break after Violence when you guys broke up in '93?
So what happened was Rob had quit, Ray Vegas came in, Perry had quit, and this kid, Mark Hernandez, came in. Mm-hmm. He came in. His audition, he comes up in this, I think he had like a 57, one of those cool old step-side trucks. I don't know, I'm not a car guy, so a cool 57 truck comes up and he's got his diploma tassel, you know, he's just graduated high school, you know, so he's super young. But he ended up playing drums, and that was like the last formation of Violence. We recorded 3 songs with Sean that he wrote, and he ended up getting married, and he was quitting the business. So we immediately said, hey, we want to keep going. I'm going to sing now. We're going to go 4-piece. And we called ourselves Torque.
Torque.
So
Have you ever sang before? Was this
not too much. There was like on the last 3 songs, I had some lead vocal parts on it, and it kind of opened this thing. And you know, Rob was doing Machine Head, and we all loved that, and we thought that was killer. You know, and
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, we're gonna tune down now, and we're gonna be a 4-piece, and I'm gonna sing type deal. You know, so. It became that, you know, and there was Machine Head worship going on because I loved what he was doing and I thought it was cool, and that's kind of...
That's cool that you loved it and respected. It wasn't like a bitter, like, oh, he's got this great thing, I got to do this, you know. I just think it's cool that you were a fan of it. At the
I
time.
was.
Yeah.
I would go and see them all the time, and I was a fan of it, and you know, I thought it was really cool.
That is really
You know,
cool.
Rob was always super talented dude, always playing his guitar and you know, really creative and.
So you guys had this Torque album that came out. What's up with the album cover? Probably everybody asked you that.
This is a public domain picture that Ray, our guitar player, found, and it's just really symbolic. This protester, he's got the peace belt buckle, and he's got these, you know, things around his neck just being subdued. I don't know. We just thought it was a cool.
It is cool, man.
Cool and powerful capture here.
So it's like a real story, but that's somebody.
That's some dude. Yeah, I don't know when or where. Everybody says, "Is that Lars?" You know.
That's a young Lars.
No, it's not.
Lars needs a tennis racket. You played tennis back in the
Yes,
day,
he
right?
did.
They didn't like tennis players.
Yeah. So the record was it was fun. It was
Great
it was,
album,
It
by
was.
the way.
Thank you, man. It was, you know, we were really groove oriented and loved Prong back then. The Cleansing record had just come out, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who influenced you, right? It's the Prong and
It was Prong. It was you know, it was Machine Head. It was you know, Vulgar Display had come out, so there's a lot of Pantera groove worship in this as well.
when I hear the song, I love the song again. I hear like a Biohazard kind of song.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah. So there is that, and Biohazard. You know, Urban Discipline was out at that time, and it's you know, so there's a lot of that influence at that time.
Did you like playing live and singing and everything? Was that a
Yeah,
big
it was
adjustment?
fun.
Yeah,
it was fun, and it was good in a physical sense because at the, you know, I was probably 170 pounds at this point, and playing. You know, basketball with pickup games 3 times a week, and you know, snowboarding, you know, quite a bit too. So I was in great shape, and it was good. It was good air for me. It was a good cardio workout for me too. So.
Did you guys ever go on tour with Machine Head back then? Since you know you're a big fan of them.
This band never toured.
Oh, never toured.
No, it never toured. We played local shows. We were on Mascot Records, which was a Europe label, and they brought us over to do the Dynamo Festival in '96, and that was fun. But we just never gained ground, you know, and I don't know if that was for not really lack of trying, but, you know, I was freshly married and wasn't all that motivated to maybe go out and tour, and needed to make money. So it was fun. I mean, we did decent in California, and it was fun.
And you guys re-released it too, right? So you got bonus tracks. And whose idea was it to re-release it? It says 2019. So
yeah, I went back. I went back to Mascot, and we had these 4 songs that we had demoed because I you know, when I quit doing Torque in the late '90s, mid to like '97, I think. It was like I didn't want to be the, hey, here's my demo dude. You know, hey, check out my latest demo dude, and that's what it became. We didn't get signed based off of these other 4 songs that we did. And I was married at the time, and I was ready to just take a break from music.
Chill.
So I had these songs in the can. They're great songs, and
they are, man.
And so I was looking at doing a re-release and you know, selling off the songs. And he said, hey, let's just do vinyl. Ed at Mascot was let's do this thing on vinyl and give it a proper re-release. So
That's cool.
It was pretty awesome. Yeah.
Would you guys do any shows now?
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Oh,
We're
cool.
talking about it. You know.
So you're friends with everybody in the band?
Yeah,
still?
Ray is in. I mean, this was Violence, so these two dudes are
yeah.
in Violence. So, and Mark came up and did a couple of Torque songs at the last Violence show, and he
Cool.
plays in a band called Dress the Dead. And so we've talked about having fun and getting up and kicking it around.
Yeah, man, I would love that. That's awesome. So from here, you took a break, and you were newly married and everything. Were you in any other bands before Machine Head?
So what happened was my cousin introduced me to this this guy who was a singer, but he was Pro Tools is new, and he's taking all these old thrash riffs, and he's taking Testament songs and Violent songs and making them into these remixes, and he wants to do some original stuff. So I go out and start recording some riffs for him, and it turns into, hey, we're writing original songs now. Let's get a drummer. So I bring in Mark, and he's got an electronic kit because the electronic kits are new, and they've got these V drums, and so we get that, and then we're writing more songs, and hey, maybe we want to take this and do it live. So we get my buddy Brian Snyder to come in. We call him the Shack with a CK, not with a Q. So Shack comes in, and he's never played keyboards, but we need somebody to run these samples and play some stuff on the key. So we bring him in, we get a bass player, and we write a record.
Wow.
And it's called Technocracy.
Cool.
And it's kind of Fear Factory meets Tool, with a little bit of Pantera in there too.
I love all those bands. So
yeah,
I've got to love
so
that.
it's I mean, the guy's got a great voice, and it was cool playing. I mean, he had some money, so we were getting moving lights and clubs and smoke, and we had this crazy production, and we're playing to a click, and we're playing
Is there video of
samples,
this?
and yeah, there's stuff up.
Oh,
We got
I
a
have to
record
look at
out
it.
too.
Oh, sorry, I missed it.
Yeah. So there's a record out, and I'm doing that. And then the Violence reunion happens in 2001.
Yes.
Yeah. So the Violence reunion happens.
And you said your singer was a little sick, wasn't he? Or so he wasn't looking too good, right?
Yeah, this comes later.
Oh, later. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Jumping ahead.
So we do the Violence reunion thing, and Technocracy is going on at the same time. And then and my marriage it's going to shit, and it's I'm doing music, but then I'm still hanging on to, trying to be a good husband and trying to hang on to this fucking, this thing that just isn't working, but I'm trying to this is what a good husband's supposed to be doing. But people are going, no, it's not, it's fucking get out of there. And so the Violence thing's happening. And then I get I'm talking to Adam Deuce on AOL Messenger. So that'll tell you the time. And
dial up going on.
He said that Aru quit, and that he was, and I said, well, you have any dates going on? It was all going on. Do you have any dates, emoji? Yeah. And he said, yeah, we got 2 weeks in Europe coming up. And I said, all right. I said, because we were practicing in the same thing, Technocracy here, Machine Heads across the way. I said, all right, well, I'll just wheel my stuff down and we can get to work, And he's all, okay. Wow. And I'm like, I'm not really kidding. Are you not really kidding? And so we talk, and it comes down to, talking to Rob and talking to the dudes, and I end up going and doing these 2 weeks of festivals with them as a hired gun, and I broach it to my wife, hey, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna quit music. We'll try to get everything going on, and at first it's okay, but I'd be missing her birthday and our anniversary in this 2 week period, and so all right, gonna go do it. Got the books, flights booked, gonna go make it happen. And then it's, I don't want you to go now.
Oh, the wife said that, yeah.
So it's like, I fucking have to go. I can't back out now. And so I do the tour. It's fucking awesome. We're just, it lit a fire under them. It was this. I mean, we're playing with Slayer on these festivals, and we're, Dickinson's band and Halford's band, a solo band, are opening for us on other festivals, and we're headlining and playing all over. I never did a proper tour of Europe.
That's amazing.
It was such a good thing, and I'm coming down, and it's just like, all right, I'm
all the years of hard work is all that.
It's culminated,
Yeah.
It all happens, and these festivals are awesome, and I'm playing the tunes like I'd go into the rehearsal, and they're like, hey, what do you want to play? I'm all, whatever you guys want to, and I'll just play Blood for Blood. They're all, fuck, we haven't played that in forever, so I'm playing these songs that they haven't played in a while, and come home, marriage goes to shit, it's done. And they've been writing Ashes in the meantime as a 3-piece. And it's like, hey, I want to join the band, you know, and they're, well, we've been waiting, kinda, you know. And so that was the transition to Machine Head, you know, in 2002, from the summer, from the festivals to, you know, they've been writing this whole time, and they had demos, and I was listening to songs in the meantime, and songs like Bite the Bullet and Left Unfinished, and all these songs are, I'm getting the demo versions and like the early versions of Descend in the Shades of Night, which is completely different than what it was on the record. And it's this exciting, I've got goosebumps thinking about it right now. Yeah, it's such an exciting time.
Right, so Machine Head didn't even have a record deal, right? I mean, were they between deals at
this
time?
No, I think that they were in between, and it's this weird point of, it's like, oh my God, I'm joining this band, and things are, you know, and they're like at their lowest point going, fuck, we can't even get a deal, and we solicited every label known to man, and we can't get signed. And
that's good that you're hungry though, so you can, you know.
I think that I did bring in that, like, maybe
you saved
that light of, no, you know, and there's a lot of that, you know, oh, you saved the band. It's just, no, you know, they had made a cognizant effort to already go, you know, fuck writing these songs for radio, and you need radio hits, and they had abandoned that and go, let's just write for us. You know, we're going to get back to writing songs that make us happy, and that's kind of when I jumped in, and most of that record was already written by the time that I got in.
Did Dave write a lot of that stuff?
Dave contributed a lot of ideas to that. I think that he was the catalyst to songs like Imperium and Elegy, and I can't remember some of the other ones, but Rob would always say, yeah, that's a Dave McClain riff on there.
It's amazing how many writers you have in Machine Head, you know, like it's like you write, Dave writes, Rob. That's really cool. So
yeah, it is. You know, and that's back when it was. It was back when that was welcomed. You know, it was
back when it was welcomed. So yeah, you could put your own ideas and
sure, you know, and I was really reluctant to bring some ideas forward. I had a Torque song that ended up becoming in the presence of my enemies. Was that was a Torque intro. Bow.
Yeah.
Bow, 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 that was a Torque intro, and
that's cool.
So it was cool to have that included. That's for the most part on that initial. Does this one have Seasons Wither on it? No, it doesn't.
Okay.
So we put the record out, do the tours. We're supposed to go out with Arch Enemy. They cancel on us, so it's like the first headlining thing that we do in the States. You know, we don't get a States release. We're releasing in October.
Yeah, that's right.
In 2003 in Europe only. So we go and tour over there. It goes great. And then we're in this label thing with Roadrunner and another label, and what do we do? And then they finally decide, okay, we're going to put out the record that's going to come out in April. So in the interim, we have written, I had a couple of riffs that were what would become Seasons Wither. Cool. So we write that song together, and it's an epic tune. It's one of my favorite Machine Head songs. It has all the pieces of the band, and so we add that into. It's not like we put that right into the sequence of the record, and that comes out in the States, and pretty cool to have something included on that.
Yeah, I love this record. It's classic, dude. So we get this, and then this is like everybody's favorite album. That seems like The Blackening. First song's like 10 minutes long.
Yes.
I love this album. Great album. Did you guys, like, when you were in the studio, were you like, we're going to make the heaviest album, or was it talked about? Because I feel like I've heard interviews where saying, well, we didn't know where we were going. We got together and wrote some songs. But were you planning on making this heavy and these long songs that are brutal?
No, there wasn't a plan to make long songs. I think that the first few were actually the shorter tunes.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Like Slanderous and Slanderous and I think Beautiful Morning. Those were two songs that I brought. I think Slanderous was the first song that I brought, and I wrote almost all of that music wise. And then Beautiful Morning was the same thing too. I'd get intro verse, chorus down, and then Rob usually comes over and takes the bridge, and then he'll usually go that route. Whenever I brought something to the band, I'd be like, hey, that's why I try to build as much as I can on my own before I bring it in, because I know it's going to go, he's going to get a hold of it, and it's going to go in another direction or whatever. So I try to, so songs like Beautiful Morning, Slanderous were of that type. The songs that we wrote together, Now I Lay Thee Down was something that I had, the and the intro and all that was me, and
Acidics of Hate, that's a great song.
and that's all Rob. Rob
That's
wrote.
all Rob.
Yeah, Rob
Great
wrote
song.
wrote all that. Awesome tune.
Halo got huge, didn't it? Like, weren't you guys nominated or something for like a? I mean, didn't that song blow up?
I think it got nominated for like the heaviest riff of the 2000s or something like
And
that.
who wrote the riff?
Dave McClain.
That's great.
Dave McClain.
Yeah.
He wrote it not with the harmonic. I ended up adding the harmonic. So, but that's a Dave McClain riff. So good. Farewell to Arms. I mean, a lot of this record would look so much different without my contributions to it. I mean, Farewell wouldn't be there. Slanderous wouldn't be there. Now I Lay Thee Down wouldn't be there. Beautiful Morning wouldn't be there. So half of the record was...
Yeah, you gotta be pretty proud of this album.
Yeah,
then.
super proud of it.
You guys toured a lot on this?
We toured for almost 4 years.
This put you back on the map, you know?
It did. It did. We
4
became...
years, that's a long time.
We became that band that the bigger bands wanted to... I mean, we supported Lamb of God, then we were with Slipknot for all over the world, we were with Metallica all over the world, toured with Heaven and Hell, toured with Megadeth. So it was... It put us back.
That's great. So this next one, Into the Locust, you did a lot of writing on this, right?
I did.
And you talk about that. That's what you're going to go through some personal
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, this was a... custody battle was happening with my son. And so there was a lot of stuff going on too. We had somebody living in our house that was just really ripped us off. He stole money out of my nephew's piggy bank and stole money out of my mom's, purse. And just like, there's these
That's horrible.
people that you bring into your life and then they just, suck you up. And that's what the Locust was my idea of, people coming into your life and just draining you of all these resources. And
this is what came out of it. You wrote most of this album, right?
No.
The lyrics.
The lyrics for I Am Hell, the whole pyro, I had this idea of this pyromaniac and like what his diary or like his journal would look like, and how he was coming to like understand what he was doing. And, I don't write, I've had a pretty lucky and fortunate life.
Yeah.
I've worked hard, but there hasn't been a lot of like real struggle. So I can't really, I can draw from like relationships and, stuff like that. But when I'm more of a fictional and metaphorical writer.
Yeah.
So that's where those lyrics came from. Then Rob turned it into, hey, what if we wrote from a woman's perspective, because they're always crimes of passion. And so that became I Am Hell. Be Still and Know is I wrote almost all the music to that. The title comes from a Bible verse that my grandma would hand down to she had a bunch of grandkids, 17 grandkids, whatever. Wow. And each of them had their own Bible verse. And it was something personal to her and mine. I got it tattooed on me right here, Be Still and Know.
Oh, that's great.
And so this was just, she'd always call me up and like, all right, why am I calling? It's like, oh, how did you know that this is happening? And it's just always just, just stay the course and everything's gonna be fine. So I did write some lyrics on that. Hoist the head of Goliath is my line, and I think Rob really drew off of that for the lyrics.
So also, I love on this album, This Is the End. Did you write that?
Nope, that's a Rob song.
That's a good.
Yeah, they had Rob and Dave got together over the summer of 2011 maybe. And started writing. So Who We Are and This Is the End were written by Rob and with Dave there. So they sent out demos of those. And honestly, when I heard Who We Are, I was like, ooh, You know who we aren't.
Were you guys open to communicate during this album? Like, if you didn't like something, could you express that?
You know, and there was he asked me about the demos and stuff, and I you know, I was like, yeah, the vocals sound good, and you know, This Is the End was a burner and sounded cool.
Yeah.
But I really didn't like Who We Are, and I was hoping, like I said, I hope this ain't the direction we're going, you know, and I was treading lightly because there are very sensitive egos at stake, and so yeah, I did make that known. What else is on here? Darkness is
good song.
You know, great song. Yeah, that was cool to be a part of that. I think that was Dave had this intro. Dave had the intro, bing, bling, bling, and then I wrote ba-na-na, ba-na-na, that Rob used. He had these awesome lyrics. I did the blah-no-no, blah-no-no-no. It has one of my favorite solos in it too. So Darkness Within is a pretty powerful song.
Do you guys
Pretty
write
awesome.
like this song together in one room, or do you take it home?
Yeah, we'll jam it out.
Yeah.
A song like that is something that we did jam out. Pearls Before the Swine was a song that I wrote, and it's, you know, it's the weak link on this record. It's a fun tune, but it's one that it's in sections. It's like the my section, then the Dave section, then there's a Rob section, and it's just a weird thing.
So we get left off side C. You know?
Yeah, it's 7 songs, you know, and I was
That's
like,
short, yeah.
I was like, you know, we're going in the studio, you know, and they're all, and it was basically, well, me and Dave McClain are ready to go in the studio. I said, okay, you know.
How long did it take you to write 7 songs? I mean, record them.
I wasn't really involved that much with the recording. You know, there became a point where Rob recorded all the guitars, and I just came in and did my leads, and yeah, awesome rhythm player. So he wanted to keep it super tight. And did them himself.
So it's all Rob? You're not even on there, you're saying?
I played the leads.
Leads, okay. Gotcha.
And maybe some, I don't know, maybe there's some other little parts. Yeah, on the Blackening is when we started doing that, we got behind schedule a little bit, and to kind of pick it up, because it's hard to match somebody else's playing, and Rob's a way better rhythm player than I am.
Wow.
So
your next one, Bloodstone Diamonds, great opening track. This vinyl comes with so much stuff, man.
I know.
It's like
It's awesome.
heavy.
It's a good package, Nuclear
Yeah,
Blast. So there you go, that's Roadrunner, and this is Nuclear Blast now.
Cool. Bloodstone Diamonds.
New bass player.
New bass player. Oh, yeah. Your
Jared comes in.
Yeah.
Awesome dude. Had super short hair when he joined. Has the longest hair and the thickest hair known to man.
Corrupted.
Somebody said that Jared's hair is like angel tears or something like that. Or I don't know, but awesome dude. Great musician, best musician in that band.
Is he?
He's
Wow,
just,
that's a huge compliment.
He knows the theory. He knows notes. He knows.
And he
can
writes too?
sing. He can play. He had some. I don't know if he wrote any. He might have wrote some riffs on here. I don't remember. I don't think so. But this was the tryout. You know, we had some of these songs written for people to try out to. Beneath the Silt was a song that Rob wrote. Down tune, super low. What did I write on here? I wrote almost all the riffs to Now We Die.
Great opening track, too.
And Rob, that was a song that Rob, you know, because they weren't really going anywhere, and Rob took these riffs and put them together and added, you know, he
little
really,
violin or something?
Yeah,
Like,
all
this
kinds
weird,
of orchestrations going on that. So
Yeah,
he really put that song together. They're my riffs, but it's his song. Killers and Kings was a song that
Great
I
song.
wrote almost all the music to. Ghost is a song that we all wrote together. It was cool. I had the little tapping part in the beginning, and Dave came in with something, and Jared wrote a little something, and so that was a good collaborative effort. I like this record. Selling the Black was, I wrote the intro to with my son. He was living down in Orange County, and I'd go down, we'd stay in a motel, and I'd take him to school on weekends, and he's up with me now, but I have the recording of me playing that with him, talking, watching cartoons, and doing his homework in the background, so it's pretty special.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
So yeah, good song, good songs, good record.
You guys
Love that
tour a
record.
lot on this?
We did.
Play a
That's
lot of
when we
shows?
started doing An Evening With towards the end.
Yes, yeah.
Towards the end of this.
Talk about that, man. Evening With. That's a long, what do you play for 2 hours or something, or 2.5?
It started at like 2:20, it built to 2.5 was a standard. Then we're going, oh, let's add a couple more, and 2:45, and we ended up doing 3 hours a night.
That's amazing. Do you get like nervous doing something like that? Because you think of everything you got to know, all the songs you got to play. I mean, is it fun to do?
I think, yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was a cool thing, and the fans dug it. And Dave does a drum solo. I do a little guitar, little noodle, and it was fun. It was fun. It was a lot.
You play a lot of songs you normally don't play, like
Sometimes
yeah.
we'll bring in some wild cards, but we're going through that. This is just my discography with the band. There was 4 records before I joined, so
Yeah.
you have to fill all those in, and you got to play the hits.
Do you enjoy playing stuff off like the Burning Red and Supercharger?
There are songs that I liked playing off of those records.
There's some killer songs on
Yeah,
it.
there are. We would
Blood,
play
Sweat, and Tears. That's a huge song.
We've just played that every show since I've been in the band. I'm kind of over it.
Burned Out.
It was fun playing Exhale the Vial.
Oh, great song.
We started
Love
playing
that
that, and I like the Burning Red.
I do too.
Supercharger was, aside from this record, is my least favorite.
Is there any song you like on there?
On Supercharger?
Yeah.
I like Bulldozer, but again, it's a song that we've played
A million times.
over. It's a great tune. The song Supercharger's cool. We were playing Crashing Around You, which I think is a great song.
Yeah, 9/11 happened, so it kind of...
Yeah, it was a weird...
Yeah, weird time for it.
It was a weird time, but people love that song. I liked playing that song.
So
I'm a radio rock guy.
Yeah.
I love Seven Dust. I love
that's one
Nonpoint.
of my
I love
favorite bands.
Shinedown. I love all those bands. And so when we had a couple of songs were in that format, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. So, okay, after you did the Evening With, did you take a long break for your favorite record, Catharsis?
A long break? I don't remember what the break was. I think we started writing, and what I liked the most about this record is the way we recorded it. We wrote in blocks, like we wrote for some months, and where we rehearsed, the recording studio was just across the hall. So we wrote for a chunk, and we had like 3 or 4 songs, maybe 5 songs, and we go in and we record them and we jam them out. And I really thought that was a good idea, and it was
cool.
fun, and we could work on parts, and the stuff is set up, and hey, I've got this riff, let's go in and just record it, And the kid we recorded with, Zach, was really cool, and so yeah, in that aspect, it was cool. It's just the material.
Yeah, what's up with the material? Do you guys have a direction you're wanting to go in, or is it?
I think there was a direction he wanted to go in.
So this is kind of where it kind of branched off.
Yeah,
And
I think
everybody's working as a
that
group.
in the very early stages, I had a song me and Dave were working on, and it was kind of a thrash song, and Rob came in and was like, "No, we're not going to play fast on this record. No, I don't." I got the sense that there was like definitely something that we're not going to do.
It's so interesting you say that, because I've heard interviews where it's like, no, we never come in with a direction. We just get together. And so it's interesting to hear your side.
I feel differently.
Yeah.
On that. I wrote an intro for the song Catharsis and a whole part for that. Catharsis was my those are my riffs. Had a different idea for that. That was a song that he took in another direction, and it's a cool song.
Volatile is good too, man.
Volatile is a great song.
Yeah.
And that was all Rob.
Yeah.
That was Rob's tune. And
That's a heavy song, man. Heavy intro.
great song. Love that song. Favorite song on that record. What else is on there? California Bleeding. My music. His lyrics. Triple Beam. Ugh. Kaleidoscope. Bastards.
I like the sound effects.
Now, Bastards was a song that only Rob wanted on the record.
That sounded like a solo project song.
Yeah.
Yeah, something.
And I wish that's what he would have done. I
Yeah.
wish he would have just put that. It was such a fight. He put it up on YouTube with him, anyways, that's a whole thing. I wish it would have been a Rob Flynn solo project. But
Yeah.
that's kind of what this band is now.
Yeah. Did all that start on this album? I mean, you're saying you guys, okay. so
Yeah,
it just
I
started-
love
And even
Bloodstone.
with you guys are good and you come and do this and it's like
Yeah, Bloodstone was a great record. I thought
Yeah.
that we all, I thought that
interesting. I
ideas
wonder
got
what the
across.
change
We all
was.
wrote on that, and And there was I don't know what else. Hope He Gets Help was my tune. I wrote all the all the music to that. Screaming is a good song. Behind a Mask was my acoustic idea. He wrote the chorus to that. Heavy Lies the Crown. I take it back about Volatile. Heavy Lies the Crown is my favorite song.
Is it?
On that. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I wrote the music to it. So. What else is it? God, there's more songs. There's so many songs on this record.
I didn't know there's this many songs on here.
Psychotic,
Yeah.
Dave McClain song. It's okay. Grind You Down. Pretty heavy song. Razorblade Smile, Dave McClain song. Funny lyrics. Everybody just jokes about, oh, those fucking shitty Razorblade Smile lyrics, and what was he thinking? Well, those were actually lyrics that me, Rob, and Jared were just sitting and it was just a stupid fucking song. And I remember just going, boner,
great.
have we said boner in this song yet? We have to have boner in there. We said cocksucker, it was just like, it was one of those songs where it's just like, it was like
fun.
it was like a Mad Magazine parody song that,
I think it's funny when people say, I can't believe what Rob was thinking.
Yeah, well, actually, me and Jared were
have your names behind the song.
They are. I
yeah.
think that on
Maybe
the,
on
on the
the
lyric
CD or
credits,
something.
it's on there. But yeah, I actually, those are lyrics that I helped write. And Eulogy is just another part of Bastard. So yeah,
And what I love about this is that you guys put out cassette tapes, because I love cassette tapes, man. You have a
the
cassette
cassettes
tape
are
of
cool.
this. You brought it back.
Yeah, they did.
It was like
Nuclear
the
Blast
first
is
thing I
rad.
pre-ordered. I was like,
Nuclear
I want the
Blast is
cassette.
pretty
I
rad.
didn't-
And Kerrang did this
Crane
one.
did this, yeah. So it's so cool, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
Pretty awesome.
And so, what's up with this song? Is there anybody out there?
There's nobody out there.
There's nobody out there.
No.
There's a lot of downloads out there. But what?
Hate that song.
Yeah, do you?
Always hated it.
I love how you guys documented it, and I remember Rob saying, one of you guys said it sounds like a remix song or something. Like he was kind of slowly bashing it a little.
I don't think
That whole thing was documented. That was like a big.
No. No. That was another.
But you played
that was
guitar on
another.
it,
That was
too.
another cringe.
Yeah.
No, I didn't play anything on that.
Oh, really?
No, Rob recorded all that.
Why didn't this come out with?
We did the
this record?
video. We did the video, and we're about to. I'm all. Hey, I don't know how this song goes.
Oh,
You have to
really?
show me this song.
I didn't even know there was a video for it.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
don't-
We didn't even release the video.
Oh, you
the
didn't?
video didn't even get released. That's
why is
right.
that?
I forgot. I don't know.
It just didn't. Okay.
don't
And you
know.
guys didn't put it on the record. It was just another.
It was in between the records. It was
Oh,
something.
between. Okay,
it
I
was
was thinking
something to
after.
keep, and people dig it.
Yeah.
And it goes over well
It's
live.
catchy. It's not-
People like it live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't argue playing that live because people dug it.
So after this, you guys, you start playing live. You go on a tour,
Mm-hmm.
and you and Dave leave the tour. Can you say anything about that?
Well, we toured. We did the States. We did Europe, and I get my phone and I do this. I go, and then I have to pick it up, and it's from Kerry King, and it's like, hey, do you think you could learn our set and be out here in a couple of days?
Oh my gosh.
And I couldn't believe it. So leaving this situation to where I don't even feel if I'm good enough to be in a band, if I'm in this situation, to being asked by one of the biggest metal bands ever and one of my favorite bands, the reason why I'm playing heavy music in the first place. It's a sad situation because Gary has to go home and be with his dying dad in that sense. And in 2007, I had to leave a tour because my dad passed away. And so the dudes from Trivium and Arch Enemy and Dragon Force all kind of came together and helped me, while I was gone. So coming full circle and be able to do this for Gary in this band, in this situation, the day after I quit my other band, it was a career and life affirming moment for me. Wow. And going out there and being treated by them in the way that I was, it probably saved my musical career. You know, just having that affirmation that, hey, you're killer, dude.
You
You know,
needed that.
and yeah, it was good to hear
That's
in
amazing.
that sense. So.
And learning all those songs was probably pretty fun too. No pressure.
At that moment, after I got the okay from the boss, it's just like, you need to send me the set now.
Yeah.
I need so I Spotified it and got it all lined up, and I was listening to songs that I hadn't really been that familiar with. And so that's a Sunday. That's the Saturday night Machine Head show. Sunday, that happens. We do Pizza Sunday at the Demmel house every
Cool.
Sunday. So we do our pizza. The Monday, that's my divorce day. So I'm going to the Machine Head storage to get my stuff.
Okay.
You know, so I'm all day Monday's picked up, getting gear, taking it to my now storage, you know, closing the book on Machine Head on the Monday. Mm-hmm. Tuesday, I'm on a flight out to Germany.
That's insane.
So I haven't had any time really yet to really, other than listening to the songs, to just immersion, you know, that whole Rosetta Stone thing about learning languages. You're just immersing myself in the songs.
Yes.
Learning the structures. Then by the time I'm on the flight, you know, I've writing stuff out, you know, solo on this side 3 times, because those songs are weird structures, man. They're fucking weird.
Yes, dude.
And so I've got my little crib sheet set up, and then so I start YouTubing. It's like, all right, so what is Gary doing now? You know, what are Gary's parts, and how are they playing the song live and everything? So by the time the first show rolled around, I was ready.
Yeah.
So.
So on stage, did you get to enjoy it, or were you like kind of stiff, like trying to?
I wanted to do so well that the first show, it was about just listening to Paul, because there was a Paul wedge that I just kind of stayed in front. And I knew some of the cues because I had watched Gary do a couple of shows. So I couldn't, you know, there's pyro going on and all these cool backdrops in the back, you know, and everything's happening. And it's just like, I saw some pictures after, I said, that's happening behind me, you know? And so by the second and third show, I was able to kind of let loose a little bit. And, you know, you got everybody out there. I'm Jeff Hanneman.
Yeah.
Gary Holt. Mm-hmm. And then I'm in some huge shoes at this point, you know? And I want to do all the dudes in Slayer proud. I want them to know that they made the right choice, and that, you know, it's a legit position that I'm taking. So it did. I wanted to do it justice. And for all the fans who are seeing Slayer for the last time, you know, I owed it to them to put in the work. So yeah, so the Slayer thing ends in December, and then I get a text from Sean, the singer, who had a liver transplant. He had stage 4 liver disease, and we did a benefit for him in 2017, 2018, I don't know, a year ago. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't looking good, man. You know, and we got together. Rob sang, and the original dudes all got together and played this benefit, and so I didn't know if I was going to see my friend again. You know.
Yeah.
He texted me, hey, let's do some shows. And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you talking about violence, you know? And he said, yeah. So made sure that he was up for it, and got the dudes back together, and hit up Ray, who was, you know, been in violence. He played, you know, in violence just about as long as Rob did, you know.
Wow.
So we didn't feel that was something that, you know, Rob has his own thing going on, and this is something we want to do. You know, we just broke up, you know, we're not going to do anything anymore.
That would be super awkward.
So we do some local shows, and they sell out in hours, and then we add another show, and it sells out in minutes.
That's insane.
And they were the craziest shows I've ever done. You know, we didn't have a barricade. We didn't have, you know, this was like the anti-production show. You know, there was no click tracks. There was no tracks that were playing true, you know, and there was going half stacks, and these were the lights that we're using, you know, and just people's hands on the stage. And that's kind of lit a fire under. I'm getting calls from all over the place, and we're doing just little weekend stuff that we can do in festivals overseas, and coming to New York and playing, and we might be playing. Got an offer to play in North Carolina is about the closest that we're coming to here,
that's close to
and
here.
so it's kind of fun to have, you know, just be playing with my old dudes again.
Did you think that, like, when you were leaving Machine Head, like, I'm gonna be slammed after this, like a bar, Slayer, violence?
Yeah, it's
busy.
I think about the stuff that I've done since I left Machine Head, like you said. You know, the bar was happening, but, you know, playing with Slayer, I go to NAMM, and I'm jamming with Metal Allegiance, doing shows with them, and doing a tour with them. I'm playing the Randy Rhoads show. I'm doing the Dime Bash. I did like 3 shows in one night. I did a Metal Allegiance show. I did the Randy Rhoads show, and then I played Dime Bash all in the same night at NAMM. I'm filling in for Nonpoint, doing a couple shows with them. Like I said, the Metal Allegiance stuff. I'm doing a Netflix documentary. I got asked to score a documentary, which is going to be really cool.
What's it called?
Don't have any information on that yet, you know, or anything that I'm going to talk about other than that. It's, you know, scoring a documentary.
That's
Sounds fucking rad. I got a home studio at the house where I can, you know, going to record a solo record.
Oh, cool.
You know,
are you and Dave going to do something together?
Me and Dave are probably going to jam on a couple tunes together, you know.
That'd be cool.
There's I'm talks with some heavy hitters right now, and I hate using the term supergroup, but it's got that feel to it.
Cool.
You know, and super busy.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
You should write a book on top of all this.
And I just got offered. This dude just said, "Hey, you know, you need to write a book of your own story."
Nice.
Yeah, so probably gonna do something like that. And
if you do an audio, because I love the audio book. I tell that on a ton of episodes.
Right, one of your boys just said that I sound like Bruce Campbell. So.
That's good.
Give me some sugar, baby. So probably do that. I got asked to do some video game music.
Wow.
Doing some music for some video games too. So, and I'm looking for a band, man. If somebody needs a guitar player, give me a call.
You need to hook up with Nina Strauss or whatever.
She jammed with us at
She's awesome.
the Mental Allegiance thing too. Yeah, she's talking about working hard. She's working fucking hard. Dude. Yeah, smoking guitar player. Yeah. Her dude Josh. You know, they're awesome drummer. You know, I think he's got a band coming too. But I'm open to jam. You know, I got my cover band that we're playing at home with too, and so that's cool. Having fun, man.
That's cool, man. It sounds like you're having fun.
Got one more thing I want to talk about. Jackson Guitars.
Yeah, what's up with that?
We have a new version of, I'm calling it the Demolition Fury. It's like it's their Extroyer. You know, I was doing V's for a while, but now this one's like a Destroyer, Extroyer kind of morph, kind of that kind of body. So
how do people find it? I mean, is it
JacksonGuitars.com?
Nice.
Yeah,
that's really cool, man.
So yeah, pretty exciting, man.
Yeah, I'd like to see it or buy it.
Thanks for having me out here, man.
Appreciate you being here, brother.
This is awesome.
This is amazing.
This is so
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, you know, the basement down here, we need to throw a rager here.
Yes, we need to film the rager.
Yeah, you know, you should have the cover band come out here and play.
Your cover band.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We go out on the boat, the cover band plays, we play some Bon Jovi, some Journey, some AC/DC, whatever you want. Have Rich Ward come out.
Yes.
Have Jericho come and sing.
Dude, this is It was done.
You can make it happen.
I'll be 40 soon.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it.
Let's have your 40th there.
Big 40.
All right, man.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks, man.